What's up, guys? It's Twin Soul Poets. We are your go-to couple for love and relationship advice,
dope spoken word poetry, and uplifting content. I have a crystal problem. Today we are addressing the really powerful question, do twin flames have to be together? And giving you 5 things to consider when you're asking yourself this question.
Before we get into that, let's have a brief moment of celebration for hitting 2,000 subscribers.
2,000, y'all.
It feels particularly exciting because it's kind of like we just reached our previous goal of 1,000, and here we are, 2,000 already, just a few months later. And if you want to help us reach our next goal of 100,000, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.
This is a subscriber shower.
And also make sure you hit us up for those private coaching sessions. The link is below. We have been getting amazing results with our coaching clients who are reaching out to us from all over the world. We really enjoy doing it, so let us know.
I'm so excited. I'm sweating. I'm like, okay, let's get into it. Do twin flames have to be together? Here are 5 things for you to consider. The first thing to consider is that you're never truly separate from your twin flame. If you believe the concept that twin flames are 2 expressions of the same soul, then you can never really be separated, whether you choose to come together in this lifetime or not.
Right. A deep understanding of this core key element of twin flames is really what gives you this deep inner sense of peace in knowing that you're always connected to this divine love. You can never be separate from it.
Wow.
So sinking into that allows you to constantly be in this state of being of love. Love is ultimately a state of being, and that state of being is not dependent on your relationship status. Whether you are single, in a relationship, or in union with your twin flame, you can access this state of being, and it will give you incredible joy in your life.
And that's one of the gifts of a twin flame, is that they let you know that divine love is possible. Like Bashar would say, they become a permission slip to experience more of that beautiful divine love and let it flow in and through your life. And that's whether you continue on with them or not.
The second thing to consider with this question, do twin flames have to be together, is that ultimately the twin flame journey is an inner journey. It is an inner process of growth, exploration, evolution, and being awakened to your true, authentic self.
A twin flame can be a helper or a catalyst in this process of learning to love yourself more, but ultimately, it's you who has to do the work. No one else can do that for you. I don't care if it is your twin flame. Even when you're in union, in a relationship with your twin flame, they can't do that work for you. So that is such a powerful point to remember as you're going on your love journey. The third thing to consider when asking yourself, do twin flames have to be together, is that the main function of a twin flame is to ignite growth and clarify purpose within yourself. And that does not necessarily require you to be life partners.
Allowing yourself to feel the gratitude of this inner awakening process, and for someone coming into your life to ignite that for you, that is really the whole purpose of a twin flame connection. Boom. So that should be your focus on, wow, I've just received this gift. And whether that extends for a lifetime or not, it doesn't really matter.
And it doesn't diminish the quality of that gift.
It doesn't.
And in fact, offering that gratitude and that recognition to your twin flame is one of the most loving and unconditional things that you can do.
You know why? Because it reflects back to them their own value. And you're sharing with them.
You're on fire today, baby.
And you're sharing, by sharing with them how you've been awakened to your own value and learned how they've helped you to learn to love yourself in seeing your own value. You show them how valuable they are.
And it's from that foundation, from that state of mutual respect and value, that you can then mutually decide if you want to invest in a long-term relationship together. And you'll feel so much better if you're making that decision from that empowered state.
The fourth thing to consider when asking, do twin flames have to be together, is that the twin flame connection is all about freedom. This process that we're talking about of learning to love yourself, learning your own value of your real authentic self, it is a journey of freeing yourself from all the old limiting stories and beliefs and fears that you have to hide, that you have to be someone different than you
Right.
really are, and you learn to be unapologetically you. And that means giving permission to your twin to do the exact same thing, and you must really respect their decision about being in a relationship long-term or not, whether it's a yes or no, respecting it. Check out our Twin Flame Runner Chaser video if you want a really in-depth discussion of this exact topic.
And we've had people comment, well, that's easy for you to say. You guys are together. You're in a twin flame union. So, of course, you can say that, give each other freedom. But we're speaking from experience. There have been a couple points in our relationship where we weren't sure if we were going to continue forward.
Yeah.
Me personally, when I was in separation, I didn't make it all about Hamilton and you have to be with me and we're twin flames and we need to be together. I focused on my vision of love. I focused on what it was that I wanted in a love union with someone, whether that was my twin flame or not. And I trusted that if Hamilton was in alignment with that he would join that vision with me and that I would join the vision he was holding.
The whole point of this is that twin flame union doesn't need to be up on some pedestal. If one or the other or both people choose to not be together, it doesn't mean that someone has failed or that something has gone wrong.
Right.
It could just mean that that's how it's supposed to be, and that's the path someone is choosing, and there's nothing wrong with that. That can be perfect too.
And that moment is the opportunity to practice the kind of unconditional love that a twin flame calls you to.
That's beautiful.
You're beautiful. I like your
Beautiful.
face. I like your face. It's got a great face. The fifth thing to consider when asking yourself if twin flames have to be together is that soulmate relationships can be just as powerful and beautiful as a twin flame relationship. Just because someone is with their twin flame doesn't mean it's a healthy relationship. There can be a toxic twin flame relationship. Please don't think that just because you feel you've met your twin flame that there's this requirement to be in union. What's important is honoring yourself. What's important is self-love. What's important is respect. And I don't care if it's a twin flame or a soulmate or whatever kind of love relationship, that's what you want to build it on. And that can take practice. We're working it all the time. We make mistakes, but it's important that you have that commitment to yourself and that commitment to each other within the relationship, whether that's with a twin flame or a soulmate or whatever label you want to put on it. That's what's most important.
Sometimes the way we receive those lessons on how to value ourselves is by knowing and understanding, oh, this is not what I want. This is not what I'm deserving. That could be the most valuable lesson that somebody ever gives you. If we are understanding that the twin flame process is all about inner growth and inner evolution, then we also understand inner growth, inner evolution, this growing process often feels uncomfortable because it involves being pushed out of your comfort zone. So if you are entering into a twin flame relationship or calling that in, asking to manifest it, understand that it will push you out of your comfort zone often.
It can be like that chrysalis metaphor of being in the chrysalis and being a little uncomfortable because you have to be in that state in order to birth into everything that you could be and everything you can express. That can be what the twin flame union feels like. Of all the twin flame couples we've talked to, we haven't heard one that has said they have never had any challenge or they haven't had the opportunity for growth all the time. And then it becomes, how do you show up to that? So it doesn't mean that like twin flame relationships are just hard always. It just means knowing that you're always going to get these invitations to deeper and deeper parts of yourself, and often so many of us go through our lives without even wanting to see it, and the twin flame does not give you the option. So the more you can surrender to that and open up to this like part of the process, then it can be joyful, then it can be exciting, then it can be like, oh wow, I can't wait to see what else comes up, I can't wait to see what else we can discover together. That is, perspective also. I don't want to give the impression that it just sucks.
I mean, this is not a message of like, stay away.
No,
but
not at all.
It's just a realistic discussion of being like, hey, this is what you can expect and know what you're signing up for kind of thing,
Right. And this is a bit of a bonus tip that I want to add in terms of asking yourself the question, do twin flames have to be together? And it comes from our time doing coaching and working with people. We've seen sometimes where someone is so connected to this idea of twin flame, or maybe even a specific person, that they hold on to it with all their might and they try to make it happen, and they're just mulling over it and putting all this focus and attention, even like obsessing over, I have to make this work. And when we get down to the core of it, it's recognizing that it's actually a protective mechanism to keep them from actually being vulnerable with something that's more present, something that's very near to them. Maybe there's someone that they could actually be in a relationship with ease, because often times we'll see that person they feel as a twin flame is in a relationship, or that person is a celebrity, or that person is
across the world in a country or they've never even met them in real life.
And not saying that any of those cases they couldn't be your twin flame, but what we've seen more often than not is oftentimes they're actually protecting themselves. It's a way to keep yourself safe. If some part of you knows, some subconscious part of you knows that that union would probably not happen, or it would be very unlikely to happen, then it's easy to hold on to that to protect yourself from being vulnerable in love. So if that's something that resonates with you, if you feel like there might be, if this is talking to you any kind of way, if this is resonating in some deeper part of you, you're like, I don't completely understand what they're saying, but some part of me is understanding this, then you may want to have a private coaching session with us, because we've seen these beautiful unfoldings to people coming into their truth, coming into their light, wanting to, just evolve in a way that's really more about their self-love. And all of a sudden, let me tell you, people start coming into their lives left and right. And then all of a sudden it becomes not so much about it has to be this person who is my twin flame. It becomes like, man, like
it's like, wow, I'm loving feeling this way. I'm loving being me.
Right.
Like,
and then it's
and
like,
they're loving it, and they're loving it, and they're loving it, and like, ooh, I got
it's like
options.
bees to honey. It's just like they're just attracting all this love into their lives. So if that resonates with you, definitely book a love coaching session with us. We hope you guys found this helpful.
We are claiming right now that if you are on your journey to finding love in your life, you have it right now. It's already here for you. It's already accessible, and we see it. We see your joyous love connection coming into realization right now, and that's why you're here watching our videos. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you comment down below with any questions or ideas of topics you'd like to see us talk about next time, and we will see you on our journey to 100,000 subscribers.